The following video is brought to you by the guys at the Wrecking and Racing Podcast, a NASCAR podcast made by the fans for the fans. Check them out at www.wreckingandracing.com, facebook.com/wreckingandracing, and Twitter at Wrecking and Racing. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Racing 2003 season, the 2019 mod. Highlights from my last Thursday race at Las Vegas. Brad Keselowski was on the pole, and he sets his sights on 27 wonderful laps around this mile-and-a-half, very fast speedway. Coming to lap 3, Joey Logano on the outside of DiBenedetto. Brandon gets into Logano. That spins him up into the wall into Landon Castle. Chris Buescher collected Kyle Larson with a ton of damage. That will bring out the first caution. Lap 4, pits are open, and the 4 leads them down. I'm thinking it might be a bit too early on the fuel window, but Harvick, Blaney, Johnson, and Kyle are the first on pit road for their 4 tires and fuel. The next lap, lap 5, Brandon thinks he is within his window. He comes down to pit road alone for his 4 tires and fuel. Coming to lap 7 of 27, Brad Keselowski leads them to the green, and they're single file back up to speed. Coming to lap 19 of 27, Chase Elliott is the first car that did not pit to come down for his 4 tires and fuel. Chris Buescher and Tanner Berryhill also follow him down. Lap 19 as pit stops are cycling through. Brandon on the outside of Ty Dillon. Brandon scrapes the wall. Ty gets into him. Around Brandon goes, bringing out the next yellow. Hard into Joey Logano again and Jeffrey Earnhardt, but they will all 3 continue on. Lap 21, here comes the gravy train with Brad, myself, Kyle Busch, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Blaney pitting again. So a 2-stop strategy for those guys, but we will get our 4 tires and fuel. Brandon will stay out and run what he's brung. Coming to 3 laps to go, Kevin Harvick on the point, Kurt Busch in second, Brandon in third with 13 lap cars in between all of them. No wave around rule here. Kevin Harvick drops the hammer and away we go. Coming to 2 laps to go, however, Kevin Harvick cannot make it, neither can Kurt Busch. The top 2 cars come down to pit road. That leaves Brad Keselowski and Brandon side by side for the lead as they go into turn 1 and 2. And coming out of turn 4, checkers are in the air. Brad had to battle lap traffic, but he will get the first win in the first round and a guaranteed next berth in the championship. Second place, Jimmy Johnson. Third place, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Fourth place, Kyle Busch. I came home with a 5th place. Brandon, after the spin, comes in 6th. Alex Bowman, who missed the cutoff by 3 points, comes across in 7th. David Reagan, with his first top 10 of the year, comes in 8th. Ryan Newman comes in 9th, and Landon Castle comes home in 10th. Let's take a look at where your chase drivers finished. Kurt Busch ended up coming in 32nd. Keselowski was your winner. Austin Dillon pitted with Kevin Harvick, putting him back in 33rd. Speaking of Kevin Harvick, he comes across in 31st. Eric Almirola will close the day in 20th. Denny Hamlin will come across 21st. Ryan Blaney matches his car number and comes across in 12th. Clint Boyer is shown in 22nd. Ricky Stenhouse rounds out your top 3. Kyle Busch 1 spot behind him in 4th. Paul Menard comes across in 24th. With a race car with no fuel cell, Joey Logano comes across in 15th. Brandon finishes the day in 6th. I come across in 5th. Kyle Larson was involved in the lap 3 crash, putting him back in 36th. Jimmy Johnson crosses the line in 2nd, and that will do it for our finishing order. Let's take a look at the points after Las Vegas. Brad Keselowski has that 1 guaranteed win, and he is in the round of 12. Kevin Harvick is now your cutoff driver, tied with Paul Menard. Kurt Busch, Kyle Larson, and Austin Dillon are on the outside looking in, and we head to the short track of Richmond next week. But that will do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week for Richmond. Take care.